Everyone, it's Emily Fox, and I am on a quest to try and find one 5-star this year. Mystery, thriller, horror does not matter. I want to have one new favorite in these categories because it's been a struggle the last couple of years. So I'm on a mission. At least once a month, I will be doing a reading vlog, solely reading those, trying to find something I like. And I'm doing little categories just to try and make it fun, trying to find some different ways of finding new favorites because, again, it's been hard. Last month, the one I did was based on authors I've enjoyed before, just trying to think something else by them, hoping it was going to work. Didn't find a 5-star, but I did find some books I enjoyed, so like, not bad, not bad. This month we're doing the category I'm the most scared about because it is popular books. And I have struggled in the past. I would go through like the Goodreads Choice Award, for example, and I would hate half of them. So I'm a little nervous here. I do have one book I know for sure I'm going to love, and it is Gone Girl, because this is the last book I have yet to read from the author, and this is part of what I've been calling my pile of shame, basically books that I started and never finished. So at page 40, I still have the movie ticket from 2015. So, no comments, but I love a good for her kind of story, kind of revenge, female rage. I'm all for it. I've seen the movie. I feel like most of us probably have. And I think this is going to be my 5-star of this video. We haven't really decided what makes a book popular, but I'm just going to go for like Goodreads or Amazon, the amount of ratings and reviews, and I feel like it's popular. It's popular. So the rest, I'm a little bit more nervous because some of them I've mentioned before, and then you guys told me you thought I was going to hate them, and I'm hoping you are wrong. If I'm not, I'm just going to be decluttering them. It's been a big thing for me all year, and I want to focus on what's on my shelf. So that's what I'm doing right now. The first one I'm very nervous about is Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I bought 2 of her books last year. I did read The Housemaid earlier this year, and I hated it. I feel like the writing was atrocious, and you might be wondering then why are you including it here? I'm hoping it was just one time. It's a bit dramatic, but like, it's so popular. I get sucked into the hype too. I want to know if I'm going to like them. And like I said, this is super, super popular. Like, her books all get like so many ratings and reviews. And again, I'm hoping it was wrong. And this one, I don't know if it's a haunted house or like they're listening to tapes and cassettes of someone that disappeared. And they're like stuck in a blizzard in this house, this new house that they bought. And like, yes, I mean, it's middle of summer. Fall. It's fall, Emily. Still considered summer in Canada, but it's fall, clearly. So I thought, I'm going to give it a shot. If I hate it, I'll get rid of it. It's not the end of the world. And I know that it will be very readable. The next one is another one that you guys thought I was going to hate, and I refuse to believe you because, again, it's super popular. Why can I not love something that is really popular? And it is The Perfect Marriage. In this case, you're following main character, and she's a lawyer, and her husband cheated, and the mistress is found dead, so she's the one having to defend him. Granted, that does sound like something I probably would hate, but I'm hoping. I think my main problem is that a lot of the ones that I want to give a shot to don't fit in this category this month. Let's quickly go look at what's on my shelf, trying to find something else just in case as a backup. So as always, this is my mystery, thriller, horror section, bookshelf. And I don't know if I have any other popular books that I could just give a shot to, because I feel like the most popular ones I have read, this one, I could read Salem's Lot. I feel like I'm kind of over Stephen King, but that could be an option. Is there anything else by him that is really popular? What else do we have? I feel like most of the really popular ones that I own, I've already read. Nothing is really standing out for me. Is this one popular? I'm assuming it is, right? Maybe. Okay, so I have these 2. I feel like they could be a decent backup, and I'm pretty sure they're popular. I did not double check, but I'm assuming that they are, since Hannibal Lecter and then Stephen King. So I think this one is vampire, so again, very fall-esque, and serial killer. That works too. So those are my options. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous. I did feel like this was going to be the category that was going to be the hardest for me. I am excited about some other ones. I have some audiobooks that I might get from my library. We'll see. It's just waiting list. They're new releases, so it's kind of difficult to get around to picking them up as soon as they're available. In worst case scenario, we have next month, which is going to be new releases, which again, I'm getting all of those from my library. That's why it's the last category. I still have options if this week does not go well. And it doesn't sound good that I'm starting there, but I think worst case scenario, it's probably gonna be funny if I hate these two. So I feel like this video is almost more about, are these books worth the hype? Because just because a book is popular doesn't mean much. For me, at least, in these specific category. I feel like usually fantasy, sci-fi, it's usually a safe bet when they're popular, like recent releases. But mystery thriller, not so much. Update number 1, I just filmed a fall book tag, and I miss this. I miss having a bunch of lip swatches on my hands. You can see which ones are lasting. Let's talk about Gone Girl, because I finished it, and to no one's surprise, I loved it. Obviously, what's going to happen. It is a little bit different from the movie, not in a bad way. I have put like literally a million post-its, which I don't think we have time to address all of this, but I wanted to say, 1, I loved it. 2, I do feel like Amy is slightly, and by slightly I mean a lot more unhinged in the book than the movie. And I do feel like the movie made that scene towards the end, that graphic scene, more intense than reading it from the book. So that I do think that part was definitely well done. And yeah, in terms of the enjoyment, I feel like Nick was well portrayed actually in the movie. I do feel like it was the perfect cast. No offense, but like he's described as being like all-American boy, and he's supposed to be handsome, but like in an annoying way, like you want to slap him kind of way, and smiling in the most inappropriate times because of the way he grew up, blah blah, and like perfect adaptation of that. I always get comments whenever I say like good for her and like this is like revenge and like Amy did nothing wrong. I always get people being like, what is wrong with you? It's a little tongue-in-cheek, obviously, because she is completely unhinged, but like in a way that, which can be a little bit understandable, because Nick is such, and like in a whiny way, like he doesn't think he did anything wrong, or like he barely acknowledges it, but everyone he meets can't stand him. Like even his twin sister acknowledged that he's the problem. So like that's what's annoying, and like this is relatable. There are people in life that are walking around thinking that they're the victim of everything, yet and if you combine this with like male privilege, entitlement, like everything that is combined, Amy left everything behind for him, and like not only is he not grateful, he starts cheating on her and just like mistreating her, and like yet he thinks she's the problem, and like so yes, he was absolutely enraging. And it makes you feel towards the end that maybe they deserve each other. Like maybe they do. And again, the ending is slightly more complex than in the movie, and not in a bad way. So yes, this was great. This was great. 5-star. We have found the 5 stars. So I'm good now. I found it. I did feel like it was going to be, you know, the savior of this whole challenge, but here we are. I finally got around to reading it. I really enjoyed it, clearly. But yeah, Nick was so enraging. And like we have all heard that monologue about the cool girl, but there are so many more of those in here. It's just anyway, I think to a certain extent, Amy is very relatable, and that made this book super popular. So loved it. Would recommend. Now we're gonna pick something else, and ooh, never lie, I'm terrified because I read The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, and I kind of hated it. It was very readable. It was very readable, but I want to do this as a like read it until it pisses me off, which is a challenge I've done in the past often because you told me I was going to hate them. But this one, I have a feeling I probably will hate them. But to be fair, I said I was going to read popular books. This is extremely popular. I'm sure I can put the amount of people that reviewed it on Goodreads, see this house that might be their dream house, and then they find that it was owned by a psychiatrist that was murdered there. So we'll see, we'll see. I mean, if it's that bad, I won't finish it, but I expect it's going to be super readable. It's like 300 something pages, so wish me luck, but my expectations are a little low. But the challenge is to give a shot to really popular books, and if I don't like it, it goes. And I have a pile of other ones ready to go, so it's fine. It's fine. But I do feel like it relieved a lot of pressure that I have found my 5-star. I decided to read the first chapter out of curiosity, and I've already put 3 post-its. this is probably not gonna last very long because 4 actually post-its. In the prologue, it starts badly because the main character, it's a flashback to the psychiatrist, and she's talking about a psychological experiment that showed that people lie, like estimate the prevalence of untruthful behavior. But then the example she gives is dumb. I'm just gonna say it because she's talking about there's this vending machine that has a paper on it that says if there's any malfunction, you can call this number, and then whenever you actually try to pay, it gives you the thing plus your money back. And nobody called. Why would people call it? It's not being untruthful. It's literally like, what are you gonna do? Like, nobody calls, so people are untruthful. It's not about, I don't think that counts as a good example of everyone lies. Anyway, also, the writing is atrocious already. And I say that I'm not that picky. I am not that picky with writing, I feel like. Like, I read classics some every year, but like, I'm not someone that is like really picky about the prose. Just don't be awful. And this one is awful. I feel like I notice it often with the way that the characters are described. And the main male character is blonde with blue eyes, which is already not a good start for me. But like, I felt hard for his blonde hair streaked with even blonder strand. His blue eyes were the color of the sky on a clear day and rimmed with pale lashes. I'm like, I feel like when I say it out loud, it doesn't sound as bad as when I read it, but I expect there will be a lot more examples of that. So I will update you, but I'm also gonna go pet Claudia because she keeps... What's up? Really? Hey, no. I would go as far as saying F now. Did not make it far. I am 66 pages into it, and so far like 3 times I've put it down. I was like, this is too bad, I cannot, and then I would try it again later that day or the next day, and I can't do this. I literally can't do this, and I feel bad because I bought this. I mean, to be fair, I bought 2 books by her right away thinking that I would love them because they're so popular. I don't understand. I really don't understand. This and The Housemaid are genuinely the worst books, like written wise, like quality wise of the writing I've read probably in my whole time on Booktube. Genuinely. Like, what do people see? Like, I get readable, okay, but like, this is genuinely... Who published this? We need to talk. Like, I don't mean to be mean, but I do right now because this is bad. I think the statistic is like, what, like 1 or 2% of books ever make it into publishing. You're telling me you read this and you were like, yeah, this is the stuff. I mean, to be fair, it did become popular, but I genuinely believe that if you put enough money behind something, it will be popular. And let me get you some quotes because I'm shocked. Okay, so first off, every character is awful, which like is not a deal breaker. I mean, Dark Academia tends to have just awful characters, but I don't know if you're supposed to hate all of them, but I hate all of them. All the descriptions remind me... Have you ever read all those like Confession of a Shopaholic books? Like, I used to read those as a kid. Like, they were extremely fast to read and like, you know, like kind of silly, but every outfit was described because again, she's a shopaholic. This is strong vibes of that because every time it's like, she otherwise looked impeccable in a black silk dress and spiky pump, which like, okay, fine, but every outfit is described like this. Let me get another one because it's just nonstop and like, or like, oh my, like you did it, my hero, swoon. Like that's the writing. Like how is that a mystery thriller? I don't understand. I'm probably just not the target audience, I will admit it. But like, again, swoon, another one. 2 pages before. Also, okay, this is... I'm going everywhere because I'm skipping to every post-it because I need to talk about all of them. But this one made me laugh because what kind of psychopath? Okay, you described that this man removes his wool gloves because it's important, wool, and he rings the doorbell. Tell me, how do you ring a doorbell? Quickly, how? Boop, boop, right? No, this psychopath uses his tongue. Is that a man thing? Am I just not around enough men? Like, that... Who does that? Anyway, that took me out of the story. I love to talk about these things because not everyone will react to the same things, right? Some of you may be like, yeah, I do that. That's fine. I would not have noticed. But I noticed, and I was really confused. I really stopped reading, and I was like, let me put a post-it, because who does that? Super not important, but again, when it takes me out of the story, it shows me that I'm not into the story, like at all. A lot of like italics of like, oh, something terrible has happened in his house, and like swoon again, like I just, it feels like a children's book in a really mean way. I mean this to be mean. Sometimes reading the sentences doesn't appropriately show you how badly it's written, but it is terrible. Terrible. Everyone, like the main character, you have the psychiatrist, which is clearly a mean person. Literally in the first 50 pages, she fires her publicist because she realized that, oh, she doesn't actually truly believe in me enough, blah, blah, blah. And like, I want her to like come back, you know, begging for my help, and I'll say no. So that's the psychiatrist. Cool. And then the other couple in the present time that is trying to get this house. The guy is an idiot who's not listening to his new wife telling him that things are weird. He's just going for it, doesn't care. Plus, again, he uses his thumb. So like, and then she is a complete idiot and like, incredibly shallow. I can't do it. I'm explaining it badly. Let me just tell you, this is, again, even worse than The Housemaid. Because I did finish The Housemaid. I can't do it. I can't do it to myself. So, it's okay though, because again, I did find 1 5-star so far. So like, I don't care. I will be unhauling this. This will make it to my worst books of the year. And we're going to pick another one. Let me go again for one that you told me I was going to hate, because I'm on a roll, okay? I found my 5-star. There's no more pressure. So, One Perfect Marriage. Let's do this. Do you hear Claudia? This is how she wakes me up every morning, by the way. She just yells. That's my alarm clock every morning. I love her. I do. But she tests me daily. For an update, it's not going well. It's really, really not going well. It's another one that I'm confused as to how it got published, because it's also another one that is really focused on outfits in the weirdest way. I don't know why. Like, whenever she literally puts her phone, I think, in her purse, and it says, oh, literally open it at the right spot. So, put my phone into my Hermes bag, tote bag. Like, it's just like, I understand that she's rich, she's, you know, lawyer, blah, blah. I get it. But like, it keeps being said in a weird way. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, it stands out every time in the worst way possible. Also, literally, okay, page 1. We're going to start from the beginning. I cannot stand anymore. And I know that like when you read a ton, sometimes you start noticing things and it just creates pet peeves. And like the whole, oh, he's a tall man and I'm a curly. It annoys me. I mean, I'm not even like tall and like you can be like, oh, you're just bitter. I'm 5'5". I'm like literally average and I just can't stand this. So it's like, he takes the bait, walking to me, is 6'2" stature, towering over my petite body. And it just keeps going, and I'm like, why? Why is this always like that? They're always describing the petite ladies in the weirdest way. And just in general, the characters are badly written. This one is the one where this husband feels neglected by his wife because she's a queer woman. So he's a failed writer, so he cheats on her, as they do. And the police that gets there to arrest him, I'm assuming he knows or he's related, whatever, to the woman that he's accused of cheating with and murdering. And like, he's like, oh, I've had enough of this bullshit, and just kicks him in the face while they're arresting him. And like, I'm not saying police don't do that, but like the way it's written is so weird. But my main pet peeve at the moment is that the main character, like I said, she is supposed to be the super lawyer. Like, she's a partner, she, you know, girl boss. And she's a dumbass. Listen, you don't need to go to law school to know that if your husband is being arrested, you don't really know why, and they call you to show up, you show up. You don't start telling the police shit. This is literally, like, everyone knows that, but like, we learned that first day of law school. Literally, the whole, like, you don't tell them anything. They're not your friends. They're allowed to lie to you. Like, you don't tell them anything. You want your lawyer. And if you are the lawyer, you should, like, come on. So the police ask him, like, where is he? What happened when he came home? Because he arrived late at home. And she's like, we talked and we had sex. And then she, you know, gets sassy with him, but like in a stupid way. And then she started being like, oh, I'm irritated and I'm done playing games with this small-minded sheriff. You shouldn't have told him shit to begin with. And then she blurs out that, oh, we're trying for a baby. Woman, like, what is wrong with you? So yeah, so far it's not going well, like at all. The characters are horribly written. The writing in general is not great. I've heard it was very readable, so I want to push through because so far I've made it to chapter 11, so page 55, and this is with me putting it down again multiple times and like being like, okay, I'll try it later, or I'm done, and then the next morning I give it another shot, and it just keeps getting worse. So I'm gonna give it one more shot today, and if it doesn't go well, I will be done with this and this whole vlog. At least I've had Gone Girl, okay? So, or Savior. But just because a book is popular, it doesn't necessarily mean that I will like it, and if anything, it seems to be the opposite for this specific genre, mystery thriller. I don't know what to do, because I want to love them too. Like, you see, it's normal. You see a book being popular, you want to try it, you want to love it. And it's just, why are they so badly written? And like, I don't want to give up on these genres because when I love them, I love them. But I don't know. I guess I have to be extra careful with the ones I pick up. I'm feeling really frustrated basically. So I'm gonna give that one a shot one more time, and then I will be done for this part of the challenge. We'll move on to new releases and hope it goes better. That's a wide stance, my guy. Stop making that noise. Oh, Chunk. Of course. You get all the attention. Yeah. Chunk. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. Show your pretty face to the people. Chunk always needs to be as close as possible to my face. You're such a needy baby. Okay. Oh. This is the worst habit. I taught them to do that as babies. I would lay down, they would basically sleep on my neck. The problem is that eventually they get bigger, and now like 11 pounds on my neck is too heavy. Because I've shown everyone except you. What are you doing in there? You're the biggest cat and you fit in this tiny little house. You're so handsome, Charlie. Say hi to the people. Oh yeah, that is a good close-up. Thank you. Good morning. New day, new perspective. I've accepted that I needed to have a little talk with myself. Emily, what is wrong with you? We've been there before. We've been here before, and we know that when you're not enjoying a book, you need to put it down. Even if it's popular. Right, Charlie? Even if it's popular. It's fine if other people like it. You don't. Why would you waste your time? The good news with all of this is that I was hating the last two books so much that I ended up starting to read nonfiction again. So I have, these books at least to thank for that. It's been fun. I finished two little ones and I'm happy about it. So I'm gonna now go and declutter these two books, and Gone Girl can go back on the shelf. But yeah, this was what a week. I mean, at least we have 1 5-star and then 2 that are just really bad and are gone from my library as soon as possible. I'm sure someone's gonna be super excited to find it. Maybe I'll even put it at a little library, which is gonna be faster than the library sells. So yeah, Charlie's obsessed with me. Like I feel like I was hit by a truck overnight, and he's like looking at me lovingly. Who needs someone when you have Charlie? Right? You're such a good baby. Look at him. He's the best. And he's purring, but you can never catch that on camera. It's so soft. This is him 24/7. So not a bad week overall, even though, again, the last two did not work for me. I'm not surprised. I did find 1 5-star, which was the big goal. I started reading nonfiction again, and I'm really excited with next week's reading vlog. I will see you then. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any really popular mystery thriller horror to recommend to me, please feel free to do so.
And if you hated these, let me know. It doesn't even hurt. He's not even really trying. Let me know, because we can both agree that they sucked. But if you love them, obviously, feel free to let others know in the comment section. I will not block you. They're popular for a reason. Like, I know some people will find them super readable. It's just, no, the writing just doesn't work for me. Anyway, on that lovely note, we'll put the other videos that I would recommend you check out. I did a reading challenge trying to read the Rory Gilmore reading challenge, which that was really fun. I need to do it again probably next year. And then I did a different video where I let you know which popular booktube books that I think are worth the hype, so that will compensate for the hate in this video. And I'll see you then. Bye.